Alexa, Sat Shri Akal ji. Welcome. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Happy Diwali to you.
Happy Diwali to you.
Alexa, what this decision is all about and what are the possible consequences?
The decision that came about says that Aboriginal title exists alongside of fee simple title. So the whole premise of fee simple title is that if you have purchased your land, you own it and you're allowed to do more or less whatever you like with it. You can rent it or sell it or whatever. If there's an Aboriginal title on top of it, it creates confusion as to what you're allowed to do, who has rights, what rights exist, who taxes should be paid to, whether or not a mortgage can be taken out on it, and those kind of things. So having Aboriginal title alongside fee simple creates a lot of confusion and uncertainty. So our argument had always been that Aboriginal title was extinguished when the Crown gave title to an individual landowner, whether it be the province, the Crown, or an individual landholder.
And why this issue, if that's the case, is headlines today, and why the meetings are happening, and why even leaders in the city of Richmond, they are saying that, we are for the people and we are trying to protect the properties and all that. So is this talk premature?
This is a big deal. So not to be fear-mongering, but the banks have already identified that this is a huge deal, and they're already stopping to give mortgages on land in that area.
Then who will be, do you think,
the banks,
who will be held responsible? Is it City of Richmond, provincial government, or this is going to the federal jurisdiction?
Well, right now it's sitting with the courts because everybody has appealed it, including the Cowichan. So everybody's appealed this decision, including the people that brought it to court in the first place.
And my understanding is that the Cowichan community, they never asked for the land where already people have the houses built.
Right, but because of the way they drew the circle around the land and said, this land is ours, and the judge said, okay, fine. And so the judge went through her deliberation. There's 893 pages of deliberation, I believe. It took her 2 years to do this deliberation. And that's her deliberation. You can read it online if you like. It's a long way through it. And, it maybe she meant for more to happen, but it basically put the onus back on everybody else except for the courts. So until everybody appeals, then it goes back into the court system again.
I know, but still, like you said, that it's already an issue because of mortgage problems, because of banking concerns and all that. So it may take, correct me if I'm wrong, it may take years and years to be at the final decision and final scenario, but it's a huge concern.
It could take 8 to 10 years to get through the courts. So the reason we're getting together to show how important this is to the community of Richmond and the landholders in Richmond and the people being affected is to show the other orders of government, the province and the feds, how important this is, because they're the only ones that have the ability to do anything with the legislation and overrule it.
Is it possible for you to let us know, is there any example in the history where the rights of the Aboriginal people were diminished, or like you said, they no longer had any legal value, historically speaking? Has this ever happened before?
Typically, extinguishment of Aboriginal title happens on every piece of property that has been granted fee simple title. So all land that somebody owns in Canada, any man, woman, corporation, the Crown, it's all been deemed that Aboriginal title should have been extinguished in order for fee simple title to exist. So if this This is the most pivotal ruling in BC's history and possibly in Canada's history. And that's what the lawyers that were involved in the case said. That's not me saying it. That's the lawyers involved in the case that this is the most pivotal case. And
Oh, can you hold for a second? I think one of my callers wants to ask you a question. ਅਲੈਕਸਾ ਲੂ ਹੋਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਨੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਰਿਚਮੰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ ਖਾਸਾ ਰਫੜ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ, ਲੋਕੀ ਘਬਰਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਘਰ-ਬਾਰ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਲਈਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਘਰ ਬਣੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀ ਉੱਤੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਅਦਾਲਤ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਾਊਚਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਰੱਖਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਖਾਸਾ ਰਫੜ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ, ਅਪੀਲਾਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਘਬਰਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਬੈਂਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਕਸ ਲਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਵਾਲੇ ਅੱਡ ਲਾਂਗੜ ਖਿੱਚੀ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਾਲਰ ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਮੇਰਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਅਲੈਕਸਾ ਨੂੰ। I have one question, like, is it for the whole land in the Richmond or some specific area under that? Can you explain for that, please?
Please ask the question again.
I'm talking about the original title. Is it for the whole Richmond or some specific area in the Richmond?
My understanding is some specific area, not whole of Richmond. But any other question from you?
I think that's all. Thanks.
Alexa, the question was, is this order applicable to the whole of Richmond, or only that particular area that we talked about already?
It currently only affects the area of Richmond that the judge put the circle around. So it's essentially a few properties on 6 Road, part of the Port lands and some other lands down in that southeast corner of Richmond.
So by all means, this is going to be a precedent-setting case in the history, recent history at least we can say, of BC and Canada.
This is absolutely the most precedent-setting because and until the confusion is solved, it puts a lot of property owners in a position where they can't do anything. So, for example, a lady moved in with her mother into her apartment. The mother passed away, and the lady was trying to sell the property. She can't sell the property. She has since had a stroke. She needs to go into a care home, and she can't sell the property because of two things, because the banks won't give a mortgage to the next person that wants to buy the property, and the realtors can't sell it because it's under litigation. So nobody's allowed to do anything with it. There's a lady who's had a stroke who needs to go into an old folks home who has no cash available to her because her money's tied up in this. Furthermore, because her mother died, it creates a deemed disposition of the land, of the property. So now she has to do the deemed disposition on the taxes for the deceased mother, and she's going to have to pay. And even if it's a primary residence, she doesn't have to pay capital gains. She will have to pay probate on this, even though she doesn't have any cash to pay it with because she can't sell the property.
It's very complicated, Alexa. This is very complicated, but give us an idea. What can be the possible solution in this scenario, and who can fix it? Is it up to the provincial government, federal government, or there has to be something, assurance given on part of Government of Canada to the people, like you are mentioning, they are in a huge trouble?
Well, and that's why we're coming out and having a meeting on the 28th at City Hall to get everyone together to show how important this is to the province and the feds, that they step forward and fix the problem.
Alexa Liu ji, Sat Sri Akal once again, and I'm so thankful to your time on a short notice. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Diwali.